Orlando Brown has just released an exclusive video naming everyone he slept with in the industry, and you are not going to believe what Diddy wanted Orlando to do to him. Busta Rhymes, Diddy, and Usher are all getting exposed for their secret relationships.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
Jaguar Wright says that Orlando Brown plays crazy when he's exposing Diddy.
Been working for Orlando Brown
to play crazy.
The oosh gosh whoosh wash. Orlando's brilliant. Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
Diddy's trying to kill me. You know, Diddy and Jay-Z, Auntie Sean and Auntie Yolanda. No matter how many contracts you try to take out on my life, no matter how many times you try to threaten my family or threaten people to stay away from me, no matter how many things you try to do to me and how many things you've tried to do to me, it ain't working. Don't play with somebody that you know got the drop on you.
Major pain in his ass, literally.
Orlando Brown is making headlines again for his alleged connection to Diddy, and the things he's saying are shaking up the industry. Word on the street is that Diddy was sexually interested in Orlando and even performed oral sex on him. In a recent interview on Cam Capone News, Orlando Brown described an encounter he had with Diddy, where he described how Diddy gave him some oosh gosh mwash.
You know what I mean? I got in my Diddy mode. I'm sorry, I started licking my lip. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh gosh goose wash. You gave me the oosh gosh muaf, the smoosh smash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gave me the oosh gosh muash. I love it, yo. I love it. You gave me the oosh gosh muash.
And
that oosh gosh muash. You know what I'm talking about, Diddy?
Orlando Brown has named Usher, Busta Rhymes, and even Will Smith as people that he and Diddy allegedly had sex with. According to Orlando, Diddy liked to watch people have sex while he touched himself. There are reports that there's an alleged leaked video of Diddy in sexual contact with Will Smith. Orlando Brown has confirmed that this tape does indeed exist, and it's going to get out to the public soon. Will Smith knows that this is going to happen, and he has started to try and distance himself from Diddy. During a recent concert in San Diego, Will Smith said that he had nothing to do with Diddy, and everything that was coming out was a lie.
But the world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I see them now. Some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all them memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that, man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. That's not funny. But I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff. But You know, that one, it was, your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
Busta Rhymes is another name that has come up in connection to Orlando Brown and Diddy. Big Homie CC says that everyone in the industry knows that Busta Rhymes likes men, and every time he goes to a concert, the producers keep young boys there ready to serve him. Sexual abuse is rampant in Hollywood and the music industry. Young minors are taken advantage of, and all of the biggest actors, celebrities, and politicians help cover up what is happening behind closed doors.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh yeah.
in some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it over here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things. You feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan. You feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it. All his little fast rapping, all of that. Him and Craig Mack playing that. Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, you feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them.
Diddy's alleged slave has also come forward and named the celebrities that Diddy is allegedly sexually involved with. In May of 2018, Jonathan Oddie was arrested in connection to a shooting that occurred at Trump's National Doral Golf Course in Miami. During an interrogation into why Jonathan tried to shoot up Trump's golf course, he mentioned that Diddy was actually using him as a sex slave, and the gay mafia in Hollywood was forcing him to commit crimes.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Oh, hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Recently, Meek Mill has also started making headlines for allegedly being Diddy's sexual partner. There are reports that Meek Mill was secretly in a relationship with Diddy. This relationship is being exposed now because Meek Mill was named in Lil Rod's lawsuit. There are reports that the relationship between Diddy and Meek Mill started in the early 2000s, and they started hanging out after Diddy took Meek Mill shopping.
But going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones names some very well-known celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote, it says he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities. Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, "From the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire, to helping reform the system, to bridging a gap of billionaires, to interacting with the rap culture that results in success, it's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns." And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, "I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL." Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "something not right." And then he followed that up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connect to this."
Gene Deal has also gone over the situation and said that his people in Philadelphia know that Meek Mill was involved with Diddy. Allegedly, Meek Mills got into a relationship with Diddy so Diddy could help him grow his career. This industry is based on sexual favors. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Danny Masterson, and R. Kelly all used sexual favors as a form of currency, and that's what Diddy did with his artists too. Usher became a hit because he did whatever Diddy asked him to do.
Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood shit. This Hollywood shit, whereas that he's dressing the same shit. He dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy? I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down.
Tapes of Diddy's sexual encounter are circulating on the internet and have allegedly been handed over to the FBI too. Courtney Burgess, a man closely associated with Diddy and his ex-wife Kim Porter, has come forward and testified in front of a grand jury. Courtney claims that Kim Porter gave him 8 of Diddy's freak-off tapes, plus her memoir. This memoir has detailed descriptions of how Diddy was carrying out his operation, and this has now been handed over to the FBI.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were, all 8 were victimized.
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, but they was doing.
New allegations from musician Tanya Wallace have added another layer of controversy to the already damning case against Sean Diddy Combs. In the documentary, TMZ presents the downfall of Diddy. Inside the Freak-Offs, Wallace recounted attending a 2018 party hosted by Diddy, where she claims to have witnessed minors being abused by a group of adults. Allegedly, Harvey Levine, the founder of TMZ, has seen tapes that corroborate Tanya's claims.
And I want to start with Tanya Wallace, who claims she's been at a freak-off and said she saw children, and it was hard for her to say it.
It was very hard for her to say it, Ashley. So what she said was that she was flown out from LA to Miami by the Saudi prince. And they ended up eventually on Star Island at one of Diddy's parties. She says, you know, among many other things, I mean, she goes into detail. This, she says, happened in 2018. She says that she walked into the house and there was a cluster of adults around what she described as little people. And they were dressed up as Japanese Barbies. I forgot the name. It's Harak something. You can help me out here. It's a certain type of Barbie. Anyway.
I know the name, but I've forgotten it. But go ahead.
So she explained that that they were just clustered around these little people. And I kept pushing her. And she eventually said, look, they are little people who should not be at an adult party. And I pushed her, and it was apparent what she was saying is they were minors. Now, she didn't see anything specific that was going on with them other than that adults were kind of huddled around them. But she told just a wild story about what was going on at the house, even at 7 a.m, that this thing apparently raged all night long.
You know, it's amazing. TMZ always gets such great scoops, and this one might be one of your best as well. You got a hold of one of the Freak-Off tapes. Your producers have seen it. The description is, and I'll quote, "It's porn directed by Diddy himself." And a male sex worker really sort of walks through what happened in the experiences that he had. They didn't sound illegal, but they sure seem to comport with a lot of the other stories that have been told.
Yeah. So the this was a threesome. What you had asked me about earlier about Tanya Wallace, she said there were more than 100 people at that party, including at least 4 celebrities. But this, what you're talking about now, was a threesome, and that's something that the U.S. attorney even referenced, and his lawyer in an earlier documentary we did. He was describing threesomes. He says it was all consensual. So yes, what we're told is that this male sex worker was flown out to various locations over a couple of years: Miami, New York, Los Angeles, and one other. And they would meet in hotel rooms, and Diddy would often watch as he would have sex with this woman who was associated with Diddy. So that seems to be what the feds are looking at right now in terms of alleged sex trafficking, if they are transporting somebody and perhaps paying them to cross state lines. That could end up being part of sex trafficking. We know that this guy got a subpoena and he ended up not testifying before the grand jury, but talking to prosecutors. And we're told that he left that tape with them.
Several celebrities have been named in the upcoming lawsuit against Diddy, while others have had lawsuits filed against them. One of these celebrities is Jay-Z. Allegedly, Diddy wasn't working alone and had a whole ring of powerful people around him that were helping him carry out this abuse. The victim of this assault, who was allegedly 13 at the time of the assault, claims that Diddy and Jay-Z raped her at an after-party following the MTV Video Music Awards in New York City.
So that's that. Now, as far as Jay-Z is concerned, this can really go one of two ways. This might be an isolated one-off case that he has to defend, or potentially it could be a Me Too type situation where other victims come forward. Obviously, we saw that with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. So the coming days and weeks are really going to be telling. And Tony Busby says he has more than 100, maybe up to 300 victims he's representing. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of them also name Jay-Z.
And Nima, if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, a female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on this one.
The details of this lawsuit are shocking, and they mention several other celebrities. Diddy and Jay-Z would drug and rape minors, while these celebrities would help them cover it up.
Busby say about Jay-Z, the artist, the businessman? Well, the complaint begins. Defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator, Sean Carter, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after-party but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs had been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. So that seems to suggest that Sean Carter, Jay-Z, was not only present or participated in this alleged, what is essentially a crime, but for other instances. And that's really interesting. That's why I bring up this idea of, could he be hit with more lawsuits if you take these allegations as true? Now, the complaint goes on to say, Combs and Carter were not simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The two men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 1990s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events, events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after-parties. Indeed, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person, other than Combs' mother, who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter attended the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after-party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Carter, which is where the events alleged in this complaint occurred. I should also say that Busby also used this complaint to address an alleged harassment campaign that he claims Jay-Z started after Busby reached out about his involvement in the suit. The complaint reads, Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, the one that I mentioned before, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter.
Tony Busby, the lawyer bringing the case against Jay-Z, says that he has more than 250 victims that are all prepared to come forward. These victims have verified reports that prove abuse, and they also have police reports from the time that the abuse occurred. Allegedly, Diddy would use his industry connections to scare minors and often coerce them with the threat of violence.
We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people if they're not true, and very hurtful, frankly, if they are true. But if they're true, you shouldn't have been in the room and you shouldn't have been participating. So I anticipate that we're going to start filing lawsuits, and it may not be big names at first, but we have a long list of names, and you might imagine in situations like this that when a victim tells us that this person was in the room or this person participated, we want to do as much due diligence as humanly possible before we file that case, because in the United States, in almost every state, public filings are in fact public, and when you name somebody in a lawsuit, the press is going to pick it up, and we're aware of that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's, and I expect that there will be some people named in these lawsuits that will raise some eyebrows.
Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus, where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, an individual, this time not a minor, attended a group dinner, allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but whatever she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and sore.
As these stories unfold, more and more secrets of Hollywood's dark underbelly are being dragged into the light. What do you think about Orlando's claims? Are these shocking allegations just the tip of the iceberg, or is there more to the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.